Everybody, it's Hunter Scott. We're giving you the TBRU 21 Mardi Gras Super Review. This year I went with ZJ Woods and a few other people, including some new models. Brendan Ram was there also with me, and so was Logan Troy. We have a lot to talk about, and the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of take it day by day and go from there. So when I got there on Thursday, and Brendan, they already have our room checked into and situated so I could put all my stuff down. And not long after I was already in the room, the couple that was staying with us from Austin, they came and brought all their stuff in, and we began the bonding process, and we're all hanging out and stuff. And took it pretty easy that night and got registered at the main hospitality area at the Crown Plaza Hotel, which last year I stayed at the Renaissance Hotel, which was very nice, but you had to take a shuttle to get to the Crown Plaza where the main event was taking place. What was your overall thoughts about TBRU this year, your first time?
When I first got there, I felt overwhelmed. First one there in our group, and like people were like coming up to me and talking, and when I'm by myself, I'm really like introverted. So like trying to speak to all these people, I had no idea who they were, and getting to introduce myself. And from there, like as our group got there, like I began to like branch out more and started to meet more people. Anxiety kind of like wore off a little bit. TBRU for the overall, I had a blast. There was a lot of events, a lot of things going on. Really enjoyed the bear dance. Was fun. That was at, where was that at? S4. I went to the Eagle one night, and that was pretty fun as well.
Let's take it day by day. What did you do the first night you were there?
First night, we just kind of chilled. We got there Thursday, kind of like before like the big event and everything started. We got there Thursday, all Thursday. We all hung out, and the next day was Friday, where we did our meet and greet thing at the pool at 12 o'clock, where all the stars from Stocky Dudes and Monster Cub all got together, and we took pictures out by the pool with fans, and got to meet people that were very into the work that we did, and that was good. After that was I did a meeting for the Mr. TBRU contest later that day. That Friday night was the bear dance at S4. I actually have pictures of Hunter and I. We were in our harnesses, and I looked like this little punk cub with my mohawk, and it was a blast. Saturday was my shoot with a new actor with Monster Cub. Friday was my shoot with Bubba with Monster Cub, and that was really fun. It's going to be called Not Another Snowball's Chance in Texas.
Okay.
Looking forward to that one coming out. Saturday was actually my shoot with Stocky Dudes. It was my first scene to do with them, and I did that one with a new model also who was named is Skylar, who is going to be appearing in Monster Cub and not yet. Sunday we filmed a big group scene for Monster Cub that Skylar starred in for that, and it was about 10 guys. I was behind the scenes. I was filming for that one, and then pretty much overall, I mean, like there was just a whole bunch of like different events, and I just hung out with people like throughout each day and everything. But like the big major things that I did were a lot of the film work and the bear dance, and then I left on Monday. And Monday, as I was leaving and I was at the airport, there was another guy there who was in Dallas for a different convention, and he noticed me from the sights, and we hung out while we were at the airport, and that was, you know, it was a pretty cool experience overall, just being able to meet fans and realize that, you know, my work's actually being seen, and not locally, but just like outside of here too. So it was kind of interesting, and it was also humbling in a sense. I'm like I said, we said earlier that TBRU was my first event. It's my first bear event, specifically for bears. I've been to like Love Fest and Folsom in San Francisco whenever I used to live out there, but that was 10 years ago. I would like to probably do Tidal Wave and do some more events. I would probably like to go back to TBRU as well. I know that Hunter and I were talking about if we were going to do TBRU next year and what the plans were for it, and about some other possibilities. I'm still looking forward to doing some scene work with Monster Cub. I have done work with other companies, but Monster Cub is going to be like my main company that I do scenes with. 2 scenes coming out. The next one coming out is Nail My Neighbor 2, featuring Rhino, myself, and Dakota Steele. And then the next one is Not Another Snowball's Chance in Texas, which I'm not sure the release date just yet, but it will be featuring a new model, and his name is Bubba. And pretty much it. I'll have to see what the future holds as far as about attending any more events, scheduling, stuff like that, money.
This year there were 2 different locations where things were happening. There was the Crown Plaza where there were nighttime events happening, and they had the regular ballroom like last year. And then they had Love Field Inn, which was like literally around the corner. And it was really run down, but that's where they were doing all the daytime stuff. And then after that we went to the meet and greet at the pool at the Crown Plaza and served our punch like last year and took pictures with everybody like last year. merchandise this year. Everyone wants to know where there are more t-shirts and more dildos and more calendars, and all that stuff is available. Just have to message me at hunter@monstercub.com. So we filmed and everything. I went and filmed with Logan Troy for Stocky Dudes, and it's going to be really hot. It's probably going to come out at the same time as the video's coming out. Part of these events, part of this bear in particular, is very overwhelming, very exhausting. I walk into a group with my group, and it's like every 5 feet I get stopped by someone else to talk to them. And I don't want to be a dick and not talk to them and not be cordial, but I don't want to be a dick to my friends either that I came there with, and it felt like I was doing that a lot because they would eventually just go off, and I'd be stuck talking to one person who dragged me aside. Not that I don't love my fans, it's just, you know, I'm also working and on vacation too. After Friday night, after a long time at S4, I went back to the hotel, and in the hotel, in the lobby, in the elevator, I ran into Willem Belly. And she actually spoke to me. She's kind of rude. Pretty, but kind of rude. She was actually on our floor in the corner suite right next to Logan. And, you know, I didn't get a picture with her. She was being kind of cunty. I think it was because somebody threw something at her earlier that night.
I ran into her somewhere else, and she just was kind of just nose in the air too. So I think that was just,
you know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like last year, I get why they had Danny Franzese there because he's a bear and he's on looking or whatever. But why Willem? I mean, I know that bears watch Drag Race, but there are other drag queens who are more into bears than Willem is. Unless Willem's a big chubby chaser, and I didn't know about it all these years. I'm not sure. So Saturday came, and the goal of Saturday was to kind of like recuperate. I had originally planned to do a solo video, well, one-on-one video with Axel Brandt in the afternoon, but he had some stomach issues, so I bumped him to the filming we were going to do on Sunday. We had our meet and greet at the other hotel, the Love Field, and took pictures right across from where the bears are guys. And they actually kind of tentatively asked me to film with them this May if season 5 is happening. So I think there's like a couple more days left for their GoFundMe, so there'll be a link in the box below. You know, I just basically hung out and did a bunch of stuff that afternoon, and then that evening was the underwear auction. I didn't quite earn as much money as I did last year, even though I gave away a DVD and a calendar. That went to Mr. Garen Oversby, who, ironically, well, ZJ, he knows who that is.
Yeah, we both grew up in Mississippi together. He lived like 45 minutes from me, so.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that ZJ may have gotten that dick before I did.
No, but I did crash at his house a couple of
He
times.
did sleep at his house a couple times. I didn't even get to see this kid naked. We did the underwear auction, and when that was over, I was just kind of like wandering around getting footage and talking to guys, because the next morning we had an orgy planned, and because I wasn't in the video with Axel Brandt on Saturday, I was going to be in it, because I figured I'm not going to be in any video for my website this weekend. Like, what am I going to do? You know, because I thought I was going to be in this one, and that these other guys were going to be in this little group on Sunday. But I was going to be in it too, because I didn't know whether or not I was going to have another chance to film anything before the weekend was over with. So, you know, I had been wanting to have a larger group for a while. Like, you guys have seen me do Bukagis with 5 guys. and a lot of three-ways where people get fucked, but we have not done more than 3 people where someone gets fucked before. And, you know, one of the hardest parts of filming is getting everyone in the same room at the same time and make sure that they're all into each other. And I invited any guy who, at least 10 or 11 guys to show up, so we would have enough people, because, you know, it's early Sunday morning and everyone's having a good time on vacation, and God knows you get drunk or you oversleep or whatever and you don't show up. So I didn't know. So we had this larger group, and you know, some guys weren't necessarily into each other, but that's why you have extra people there, so that alleviates that. We have 3 camera people, and at one point they were just like, let's all wear our harnesses. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we all wore our harnesses for this. And it's probably not going to come out for another month or 2, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of good stuff happening there. After everyone parted ways, so to speak, at that point the weekend's kind of like over on Sunday. Like, a lot of people leave on Sunday. They don't stay till Monday. So after all weekend, I convinced someone I had been trying to shoot with all weekend to finally film. Mason Shaw is going to be a real hot addition. We decided to film Sunday night and did it in our room and everything, and it came out really well. And, you know, we just kind of rounded out the weekend, and the next morning I flew out around 10, and that was that, and I came home. And Will, what is our future of going to TBRU and all that, and what's the future of Monster Cup for now? I have so much stuff filmed, you guys, that there's never going to be a shortage of me putting something out there. We have 3 scenes for TBRU coming up, one of which, the orgy, will be broken in half. There's still a lot of other stuff coming up with ZJ and myself and some other guys. I have new guys coming that are going to be really hot. We're going to start doing our t-shirt pre-orders really soon. My birthday. And the short answer is I would go again, but I would go again in the future. Maybe not necessarily next year, but in the future. I would rather like to try out something else. Like, this year would have been my 4th year going to Tidal Wave in June. But I want to do something different, so I am. And TBRU will be my 3rd year next year. You know, same notion. Maybe I should go somewhere else. I have had some soft offers to go to the Oklahoma City Bear Run as their one of their people, their key people. Lazy Bear has also been an option. Roy's Hideaway has been another option outside of Atlanta. And more recently, I was contacted by someone in Italy wanting to do Monster Cup Italia. So, you know, if you see me fucking on the roof of Milan, or in some vineyard outside of Tuscany, or, you know, at somebody's house in Rome, then I have arrived. So, you know, basically that's it. That's how TBRU went down. It's a lot of fun. It's also very exhausting, and we got a lot of work done. I told myself that I wasn't going to work as much as I did last year, but in reality, I actually did more than I did last year, and was more active and did more activities than I did last year. The only thing I don't regret is, I do regret, is that we didn't do a YouTube video, like getting drunk with Monster Cup or whatever. We didn't do that at the event, which is fine. There's a lot of other footage that I have that's going to be in this video, so check it out!